Hi, Shuey with Errons here, and I'm here to do a second video on the installation of the wave pedal. As it turns out, I have been seeing that some folks have some difficulty installing this, so I'd like to just slow down my process of what I did to explain the do's and don'ts that I've figured out. This will be my fourth time installing this pedal. The second time being the one on camera last. I just tried to do a video for the third installation and learned a lesson that I'll explain soon. Having said that, so let's get started. So my instinct to install this pedal was to take my flathead screwdriver and flick it. Because there's a lip here, my instinct is to hook the lip on to the metal and then flick this over. And thus, the bad thing about this is that it could have a catastrophic collision with your trim and plastic parts, or even worse, your skin. So with that said, there's an easier way. First, let's talk about the flathead screwdriver that we're using and why my third attempt to install didn't go so gracefully. This is the screwdriver that I'll be using. I have small hands, so I guess to each his own on what size you want to use to shimmy and nudge over the lip, and I'll explain more about that. But as you can see, I'll have to be orbiting this lip to help it along, and this edge of this screwdriver won't impede or be impeded by anything along the sides here, including this little footrest. Now, earlier on my third attempt, I was using this fancy guy here, or one of these fancy guys, but they're about the same length. And it was trying to maneuver was not so easy. So find a length that works for you, but I highly suggest something that might be shorter and more nimble, and something that doesn't get impeded by something along the way, along its little orbit of this metal pedal. So having said that, so I talked about not flicking this flathead all the way around. And what we're actually going to do is what I'm going to call a waterfall motion. So what you're going to do is take the very edge of this flathead, you're going to insert it in between the lip and the metal, and you're going to use the metal as the fulcrum, and you're going to kind of flip it and as a waterfall effect. So it's kind of helping it over with good force, right? Pressure and force. So it's like this. Now I'll show you on the other side what that looks like. So imagining that there's a metal piece on this side where my finger is, you're going to, so my piece, I guess, right here. So you're going to flip over, and the motion is like this. So motion this way. Hook and slightly help flip the waterfall motion of the lip over the metal. Okay, so again, first, let's make sure that we have a tool that is something that doesn't get impeded. So the length does matter. Flathead is best. You can find that at any hardware store for a couple of bucks. And we're doing the waterfall motion and not the flicking, right? Which was my instinct at first. And then my husband Snore taught me a lesson. And well, you saw the result as the second installation was a success. So without further ado, let's try this. So I'm going to, this little lip, I'm going to hook it onto this corner first and pull it towards me, and then hook this corner so that we're working with this top part installed first, and then we'll work our way around. So I'm going to start with the corner furthest from me because that's the corner I have least control over. So now I've hooked it on. The lip is over. I'm going to pull it. And I did want to mention that, look, we don't have to be shy or demure or gentle with our little wave pedal. He is strong and tough as nails, so have at it and kind of manhandle that. He'll be okay. So now I'm pulling towards me. He is hooked on. Oops. See if I can. And you'll want to apply pressure with whatever other hand you're not using to waterfall the lip and shimmy it on. So now I'm going to use the edge of my Phillips screwdriver using the fulcrum of the metal to assist it over. I probably shouldn't be that close to it, but it's hard for me to see and try to film, unfortunately, so that's kind of how it has to go. See the waterfall effect. The pressure is going down onto the metal and then flipping over. And maintaining that pressure, we're still going to keep going. As you can see, this is not the biggest cake party I'm having, but I'm getting it done. Nobody's getting hurt. And if this were to be as slippery as a little raincoat slipping on and off, we might have some issues stepping on it, and it might not be great for driving or safe that way. So kind of proud at the fact that this is not the easiest to slip on. But here's the thing. If I can get this on, this is my fourth time being honest, and you can see, then you can do it too. And if you have any questions about how to install this, shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to assist. You can spend some time trying to figure out the best way to do this and troubleshoot. My apologies, this is taking a few minutes, but nobody said this was a quick install. It's a quality install. Now that's different. And I'm trying to stay out of the picture. I'm not doing an awesome job at that, so that I can kind of show y'all what I'm doing. But it's coming together. It's getting there. Rome was not built in one day. So ideally, if you're not on camera and you're quick with your hands, you would kind of keep your screwdriver like this and keep going back and shimmy it along the way. It's a little bit trickier to do this on camera. And there you have it, your 10-second install. Just kidding. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this was not going to get installed in 3 minutes. But here it is. It's nice and firm, solid as it comes, and I didn't have to be gentle with it. It's not cotton candy. It's not going to melt. If you need to kind of be a little rough with it to get him where it needs to go, you're good to go. And a matching set they are. Thanks for watching, guys, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.